have you ever made a decision or a choice where you're now questioning it? I know you can't do anything about your past or things that you've done, but do you find yourself saying like, man, if I had done this differently, this would have turned out different? Or you're sort of like a person who just, once you make the decision, you kind of let go of it?
I always try to play devil's advocate and I try to play out different scenarios. And for the most part, I'm happy with where I'm at because I truly believe in, in destiny. And you are where you're supposed to be at. Everything's on your timing and all that. But of course, I was like, I would have had a different life if I would have maybe never came to UAE. Or if certain relationships I would have mended in a certain way. I always play that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I'm grateful for where I'm at today.
Yeah, you can't
And
change.
this is where I need to be.
Yeah, this is where you need to be. You can't change what you've done, but you can change where you're going.
Yeah.
And what personally do you do to like look for aspiration and goals for the future when you're self-reflecting and self-criticizing yourself?
Honestly, for me, it's more so, and I think it's probably part of my competitive drive, just being a former athlete and all that. But I love surrounding myself with a circle that is go-getters. When I look at you and I see how disciplined you are, how focused you are in every aspect of your life, I'm like, damn, let me get my together, And I have friends back home that are doing amazing things, and it's like, all right, cool. And it's not about competing,
No.
but it's like, all right,
Setting a bar.
Yeah, setting a bar.
There's nothing wrong with
you know?
that. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. If I do that for you, that's great, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I look at you, I'm like, you know what? I can take it a little easier. It's not good to always be that disciplined, that focused. That burns you out.
Yeah.
Right? You have to find moments in your day where you kind of like, this is just for me. Right? This is just for me. I'm not doing anything. Let me watch a little television. I'm a huge Knicks fan. So I find a YouTube video of a podcast talk about how my Knicks are doing great. Go Knicks, right?
Yeah.
but like that, those are the small moments in my day where I'm like, all right, I let my brain reset. Let's get it again, right?
Yeah.
And when you find that newfound purpose, and there's nothing like that newfound smell, like in a car or something that you want to drive it to the freaking wheels fall off.
Yeah.
But then what happens when it starts getting old and that sort of smell goes away and that scent, right? It's like sort of like with the podcast, right? We're always relating it back to the podcast because this is what we have in common. Season 1 was cool. It's the first time we did it. We got a season done. It was great. We're getting a lot of love. We're getting a lot of reaction. Now everybody's like, all right, how can you follow that up now? Right?
Exactly.
It's like, oh.
Like every guest that we wanted, for the most part, everybody, yeah, cool, let's do it. And so
Bro, let me tell you something, man. This isn't, if what we went through this season doesn't prove that we won. I wish people could know what we went through.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh man.
I wish people could know what we went through. We went through moving mountains to get people here and then still canceling on us. You know what?
Yeah.
They were like, I'm good. I'd rather just not respond to you anymore because I see how dedicated you are to having me there. And I just want to go Hollywood and waste your time.
Yeah.
But it's all right. We'll get them. Well, I always say we'll get them in the second.
We're gonna have
round.
the tell-all book at some point.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely tell the story. I will never out the individuals.
No, yeah,
but
it's a
I
good
will
story.
tell the story. I will tell the stories, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's extremely important.